64 million. Why is the government only seeking to recover 0.03% of the funds from Arrive scam?
I can start that question, and maybe I'll turn to Madame Poulin to give us more information. We look at every procurement, every dollar spent in terms of, is there abuse, fraud? And when we do find that in terms of overbilling, we go after the suppliers to seek that recovery from either themselves or through their supply chain. And in this case, that is, I think, on the GC strategy side. Mais peut-être tu peux rajouter quelque chose?
Would you like to add something, though, perhaps? It's important to note that the amount that we're trying to recover from GC strategy, it's not linked in any ways to the Arrive can. So it's an amount that it was overbilled prior to the Arrive can, and GC Strategies was one of the prime contractors using our resources that overbilled the federal government. So the amount that you mentioned is the amount we're trying to recover because they haven't accepted to repay the amount when we ask them.
They haven't accepted. I mean, certainly they had contracts beyond Arrive scam, so I would expect that the amount would actually be greater than that we would seek to recoup, never mind just the funds from Arrive scam, but only 0.03%, $198,000. That's really a small amount compared to the total value of the contract for GC Strategies within that contract, and even GC Strategies beyond that contract. Of the $198,000, Ms. Reza, how much has the government recouped to date, please?
Well, we're waiting.
To turn, and I'll just make the distinction that the $198,000 is from overbilling that is not associated with the CVSA strategies. And do you have that figure? Otherwise, we can come back to you.
No, thank you for the question. So just to put the question in context, the amount that we're trying to recover is tied to the 3 overbilling cases that were announced back in March 2024. And I'm pleased to announce that over the $4.5 million that we announced at that time, we have recovered $4.1 million. So the almost only amount left to be collected is the amount tied to GC strategy. And if we're looking at the legal cases that have been put forward in the Ontario court, we're seeking $400,000 because there's some damage that will be added to the amount that GC strategy owns to the federal government. So it's a big success.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Because